Good morning, everyone. Bill here with KB Treks. It is day number 2 of the Great Minnesota Get Together, the Minnesota State Fair. It is the first Friday of the State Fair, 12 days of fun for us at least. Back at the fair for work, and then I get to do some play time. So let's check out day number 2 of the Minnesota State Fair. Oh, a little busy today so far this morning. You can tell the crowd actually looks a little bit busier than it did yesterday, and I thought yesterday was a busy day. Better prepared for the weather today. It actually is saying it's gonna rain. It did rain a little bit earlier, so I wore my rain jacket. Yesterday they did not say it was gonna rain, and it rained. Now it is overcast today, but it's still a beautiful day to me. I do like weather like this, keeps it nice and cool. Gonna head toward Dan Patch Park. Oops, gotta get over the hump. And today's theme looks like it's fire safety. I've said before that this park rotates daily with different themes. Oh yeah, check out all the fire trucks and fire personnel here today. I'm sure they're gonna have demonstrations later. All right, I gotta get to work, and I'll see you guys in, well, for you, a couple seconds. For me, a couple hours.
3 hours later.
See what I say. Now I'm all done for my day with work. Let's go explore around. I think I'm gonna try to go over to the barns again because I did not get to go through them as thoroughly as I'd like to yesterday. Thankfully, it stopped raining. It did have a little bit of sprinkle, and spoke too soon. Now I'm starting to feel some drops. We'll see how that turns out. Gonna walk down Carnes toward the mighty Midway off to the right. We've got a bunch of food vendors out here, and the fry stand is behind the one they're looking at. Oh, some Minnesota sushi sounds good. Maybe I'll get that later. The stand there is a pickle dog stand. They have Minnesota sushi. If you don't know what Minnesota sushi is, it's a pickle spear, and then it's wrapped with cream cheese, and around that is prosciutto usually, or some type of ham. You know it's busy because here's the line for the Pronto Pups. It is going all the way down. Ooh, it's going like a half block. French fry stand is always popular. I got quite a line for that too. Kind of zigzagging a little bit. Oh yeah, it's a busy day here at the fair. It's good weather. Okay, let's try the horse barn again. Since I couldn't get in here yesterday, at least through this way. Got some gigantic horses here. They are beautiful. I don't know how well you can see through the cage. It's a Clydesdale. Man, beautiful horses. Yeah, look at that. This area actually has some horses from the Minnesota Zoo that you can meet, get up close with. And they got an area over here you can learn about horses and like how they shoe them, different types of breeds, how to groom a horse. And they have different tools that you can use, different brushes and a sponge. I'm not always a fan of doing these things. Feels like one of those things that you use to put your shoe in. Like a... yeah, I was kind of right, but it's called a scraper. Oh, that's interesting. Apparently you can look at horses' mouths to help you figure out how old they are. And you can learn a little bit about horse anatomy, like a skeleton structure and a muscle structure, compared to human. Horse is being taken to show. Just walked out of the horse barn, and now got some sheep. It look like they're getting taken somewhere to be shown. I think I'm gonna go in the Copper Arena. That's what it's called. So for reference, the Midway kind of goes parallel with the barns. So that's there. But in the arena here, this is where they have a lot of the competitions for the animals. Check it out, you got quite the crowd in here for the competition.
The best doe on the move with general appearance, strongest in feet and legs. It's gonna be that black doe in the middle. She's gonna be my grand today. We pull her out, and then we look at our competition for our reserve. I think competition stays between the doe that stood second to her and my younger doe here at the end of the line. And we look at that width and depth that she has and length of body. sharpness and angulation throughout. I'm going to stay in that same class, and that young man right there in the middle, he's going to be my reserve today.
We have some good width between the hocks on our young kid. It's this black doe is going to be our junior champion. The length of bone pattern that we're seeing this doe, she's walking forward with her brisket, all points moving nicely together when she's on the move. She's my junior champion. We could just lead her forward just a little bit.
Gonna go to the Robert Christensen Pavilion. This is also the swine barn. There's also a lot of sheep in here. This is this year's largest boar. His name is Phil Marshall, is a purebred Yorkshire, and he is 950 pounds. 950 pounds. You can see some baby piglets that are pretty newborn. These are kind of fighting for position to feed one mom.
Murray Calvey with the purple. Third, Jeff Underwood, Neil Calvey with the purple.
Well, they got some competitions going right now, some showings. Yeah, they also got goats in here. I didn't know they had goats out here. You can see them getting ready by cleaning up their livestock to show. Got some goats. Just some friendly advice. Do not eat the Raisinets. They are not good anymore. They were much better last year. Let's go back into the cattle barn. I know I was in here yesterday, but I didn't really get to explore much. In the one area, they do have some educational stuff, mostly geared toward kids. You can definitely learn about cattle. For example, this is a preserved cattle stomach, so it can show they do have 4 stomachs, or 4 areas for their stomach. They're much bigger than ours, and you can see how they fit in there. Get a photo opportunity, but this information is interesting. A cow can drink a bathtub full of water a day. That's a lot of water. I don't think I could drink nearly that much. This is a milking parlor, so you can actually see them bring cattle in here to be milked, and they use the machines demonstration. This is not the same milk that they'll use in the milk barn or the milk booth. There you go, they're doing a demonstration now. And see how they use the machine to milk the cows. I like these. These are Scottish Highland cattle, and they're very fluffy. So they're kind of cute. Check out those horns. My, what a difference a day makes. It was about this time yesterday I was over here, and it was just raining. And much nicer day, much bigger crowd, sunnier. It's now after 12 and I'm smelling all this food, so I'm getting hungry. Just a matter of what do I want to eat today. For lunch, I'm going to get myself some turkey to go. Gonna get a turkey sandwich. This is the giant turkey sandwich at Turkey to Go. This is $14 this year. They used to have 2 sizes, but this is the 1 pound that they only offer the 1 pound now. My Turkey to Go sandwich is still very good. I'm going to have to give it about 4.5 out of 5 for me. Part of that is because I found a couple dried pieces, which is very unusual. Normally everything is very loose and juicy. It's still, for the most part, it still is. Just found 1 or 2 like really dry pieces in there, but still very good. One of the questions is how many more of these I'm going to get while I'm here this year. Sandwich is good. I think I'm going to stick with the theme of animals. Going to go check out the Miracle of Birth Center. Oh, this is a very popular place to go. Gonna come around the corner. First section on the right coming in is newly born chicks. Some of these are just minutes old. Up next, they got some chickens. They could call this a conventional cage, and so they can lay their eggs and they just kind of roll down to the bottom. Next here, we got some pretty newly born piglets. One's trying to climb over mom to get to the feed. Looks like she's laying on the other side. Really cute. So they have all these volunteers around. You can always ask them questions about animals. She's actually holding one of the baby piglets, so you can come up and pet. Very tiny. They do still have cows on display at the Miracle Birth Center, but this year they have not brought any in for live births. There's an influenza concern for cattle, so they're just trying to be safe. Here's some calves, pretty young, not sure how old yet, but again, they do have calves, they do have cows, but they're not doing the live births for the cattle this year. They have some sheep in here also. I've not seen any newly born sheep yet. On the one wall in the Miracle Birth Center, they keep track of how many births there have been. It is Friday, and today they had 20 piglets born between 2 a.m. and 11 a.m. And so far that is 35 piglets total in one lamb. And again, no births here this year for cows. There's some baby ducklings. They got a little water to swim in. A little ramp or slide to go down to. They're cute. They're so cute. Next to ducklings are 2 tom turkeys. They're already 35 pounds and they were born 18 weeks ago. And then you also have rabbits. They're looking really cute, laying out, trying to stay cool. And over in the corner they got some goats. They got 2 baby goats in here at least, from what I can see. There we go, there's the baby goats. Kind of got the wrong side here. Oh, there we go. A little baby goat. Just walked out of the Miracle Birth Center, and I'm going to stick with the theme of animals. Going to go across the street, over behind the DNR building, check out the DNR fish pond. Here's the Minnesota DNR fish pond. Popular place to go. There's a fish pond. All the fish in here are native to Minnesota. You can probably find a couple of your favorites in there if you can see past the reflections. You know, it looks like they got all, you know, walleye, pike, bass, some big ones, small ones. They do have daily fish pond talks. Looks like pretty much every hour at 45. Small ones and big ones. Like there's some minnow-looking ones. And I'm not too good about identifying a lot of fish. Okay, I'm gonna make my way up the hill past the dairy building. I think I'm gonna go toward the space tower. This is the haunted house, not to be confused with the haunted mansion. They basically pretty much play Thriller on repeat. If you know, you know. I have not been in the haunted mansion, haunted house in years, and I mean many years. I might have to do that one of these days when Carrie's not with me. This is Brian. Where are you from?
Michigan.
Michigan. You're a fan?
Yeah.
Oh, thanks for watching. So, what'd you do today?
Oh, so far I've just walked around, tried at least one of the new foods, 3 picky pals on a stick, and then I'm gonna watch a parade, and then.
But you live in Michigan.
Yeah.
And you fly here every year?
Yeah.
Awesome. You must love it here then.
Yeah.
You love it here more than me, I guess. How many days are you planning on coming?
Today and tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
I'm only here till Monday, so.
What's your favorite thing to eat? What would you tell people they have to try if they came here to the fair?
Well, my favorite is just anything I have enough money for. So.
That was really nice to meet Brian. Like, it's been a couple minutes. I'm still excited about that. That was fun. It's nice to meet people. Thanks, Brian. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just wandering around. It's the fair. I'm over back by the space tower. We're gonna take the street back here. We don't come back this way very much. But something that's fascinating is across from the space tower are a couple buildings. These buildings are used by the fair as admin buildings, but the one yellow house here, this the groundskeeper lived here, or used to live here. Now it's an administration building, and then behind that is a greenhouse. They still use that, and they grow the plants there year-round to prep for the fair for the next year, kind of a thing. By the way, did you know that they have a state fair flower, a Minnesota state fair flower? Not the Minnesota flower, the Minnesota State Fair has its own flower. So this is a nice little hidden gem that I'm gonna reveal. So behind the tower, across from the Lionel Kugel's stage, so across the street from there, that's an admin building, but you have a nice little lot over here where you got shade and you can hear the music from the Lionel Kugel's lounge. It's usually not too busy. And there's Lionel Kugel's lodge, and I got the map. So we're over here behind the space tower. Snelling Avenue's over here, and that's where that admin building was that used to be the groundskeeper place and the greenhouse. I think this actually might be the smoking section or one of them. This is next to the Admin 2 building, which is across from the Liney's Lodge. But one thing I wanted to point out over here, unfortunately I got bushes in front of me, but there is a Snoopy statue. They used to have these statues that were all around St. Paul a couple years ago, like 20-ish years ago. But a lot of places still have them. So across the street at the Libby Conference Center, they have a couple more statues. This is Lucy with a microphone. She's got a hat on. Looks like a rabbit's trying to escape from that. So this is part of that series of statues for Peanuts. And next to her is a Snoopy statue. Again, State Fair themed. So those two are next to each other, and across the street, that's where that other Snoopy statue is, where he's laying on his doghouse. If you're unaware about that, you may not be aware that Charles Schulz, who was the creator of Peanuts comic strip, he's originally from Minnesota. I think it's from St. Paul, and they based the comic strip off of his dog, and so that's what the influence for Snoopy was. And so there's little things around the area that are for Charles Schulz in memory of him. Up next is O'Gara's Pub, and you get some food here, but they have live performance on occasion with Scottish music. Bagpipes are playing right now. Across from there, this is what many consider, or it basically is considered, the main entrance to the State Fair. There are a lot of people that feel like they have to come through this door as tradition to get into the fairgrounds. I am just wandering, and over there's the University of Minnesota building. And I'm kind of next to, there we are, Hamlin Church Dining Hall. That is the oldest vendor on the State Fair. It's been here for over 100 years. And there was a lot more churches that had things, but they're still here after all that time. This building is kind of a landmark. This is an information building. They also have gift shop with fair type merchandise in there. Next to that, behind it, is the Midway Men's Club where we went yesterday for our burger. Across the street from there is the Butterfly House. Bunch of butterflies you can go walk through. We have not vlogged that yet. Maybe this year. This booth has one of the new fair foods, a chili mango whip. It's one of the new fair foods, as I said. It's in front of the Butterfly House, and it seems popular enough. At least people want to check it out. There's quite a line here. Here's the back of the line for that mango whip. I'm going to pass on that for today. Try again another day when Carrie's with me. This is actually great to see. Some people might not agree with me on this, but it is busy, and with that, it is fun. There's a nice crowd here today. It's beautiful weather. I really enjoy this, and it's so fun to do this with so many people. I understand people don't like crowds. I'm not a big crowd fan either, but it's just good to see all these people here today, here at the Great Minnesota Get Together, just having a good time and enjoying themselves and just forgetting about problems at home and coming here. I mean, it's really just very nice to see, I think. You know, I think I'm gonna get one more thing to eat before I take off, and roasted corn smells and looks good to me today. The way it works here is you get a ticket when you pay, and they just kind of hand it off to somebody, and they'll give you an ear. Hi. Thank you. There we go. All right, here we go. Ear corn from the corn roast stand. This was $4, and if you didn't know this, what they do is they actually take the entire ear and they dunk it into a bucket of melted butter, and then they have salt and pepper available for you to season. I'm going to turn this so you don't see my bite marks, but this is fantastic. The kernels are plump and sweet. Nothing like some good old Minnesota sweet corn to have at the State Fair. I would give this definitely a 5 out of 5. So this is kind of one of those things that I never thought about before, but someone brought it up last year at the fair to me, was how do you eat their corn? Do you eat it in a circle around, or do you eat it like a typewriter? I always ate it kind of like a typewriter, because that's how they always did in like the cartoons that I watched as a kid, where they just kind of gnaw back and forth. And so, like, you know, I, as a kid, trying to imitate that. And then I'm done. I'm going to throw my stuff in the compost. I'm gonna have to make my way out of the fair. I was stalling because there was a possibility Carrie was gonna be able to join me, but she's not gonna be able to now. But also, I have to pace myself. I'm gonna be here a lot. We got, this is only day 2 of 12 of the Minnesota State Fair. I'm gonna be here possibly 10 times over those 12 days. So I gotta pace myself a little bit, and tomorrow we're gonna have a long day. We're gonna be back here at the fair for day number 3, Saturday, the first Saturday of the fair this year. Carrie will be with me, but please do us a favor, subscribe. About 90% of our viewers are non-subscribers, so help the channel grow, help us reach our next goal of 2,000 subscribers. I want to thank you for joining us. I'm Bill. You've been watching KB Tricks. Do us a favor, like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you next time. Until then, good luck and have fun.
The